Well, I grew up in London, basically, in the suburbs of London. In saying that, my mother was from Cronulla. So she was born and brought up there. She actually moved over to London in the 70s, met my dad, and that's how I was raised over there. But I always had this burning desire to come over here. So I was able to do that. I mean, I trained and qualified as a property lawyer in London through a global law firm called Allen & Overy. But on qualification I decided I really wanted to come out over here. So I carried on working as a property solicitor for the first few years when I arrived. Property was always my thing. I've always loved property. Always been passionate about it and interested. And in fact, I mean, that comes from growing up in England and always going on holiday to France. So my parents, you know, ever since I was a little kid, would take me around these old ruins and medieval terraces and dumps, you know, falling down in the south of France. Really, really cheap back then. And my little imagination used to wander. I used to love looking at the architecture and the stories of these places and the history. During my time working as a solicitor, I started researching the market, spent my Saturdays and all the time looking at properties. But at the same time, I had a lot of colleagues who were working with me in the city who were looking to buy their first properties at the same time as well. And they kept on asking me loads of questions. You know, one, because of my legal background as a property lawyer, who I think find it difficult to look for property, or they don't have the time, or they don't have the interest. And so I started helping a few friends out with their property searches, and yeah, after a little while I actually ended up finding two different people the properties that they still own today, actually, in the space of about 6 months. I found the properties, I had all the conversations with the agent, I ended up negotiating, and it was at that point the light bulb went off and I was like, I could do this for a living, and it's much more enjoyable than sitting in an office working on boring bits of paper and contracts all day, every day. I can actually get out and, you know, fulfill my goal of getting out and actually physically looking at properties.